I'm Jim Lord for Real Estate Explained by Real Pros. Today we're going to go through and we're going to talk about setting a budget for doing houses. How do you decide how much you're going to pay for a house, and how do you decide on what the budget is? There's basically three different ways that you set a budget. One is you get contractors to go out and give you prices. Two is you figure out to do the work yourself. I'll give you a little caution to that. If you're not a licensed contractor, that can create some problems in some states. And then the third way is that you act as a general contractor and you hire people to work for you and do the work. Either which way, you have to come up with prices. Obviously, going out and getting prices is the simplest way, but we're going to go through in this video and explain how to come up with the prices in each way, and then that goes back to setting the price on how much you want to spend on the house. So bear with us, we'll go through this video. I'm going to cut to a computer screenshot right now and explain everything on the Excel sheets that we use.
Okay, let's run through a budget for a project real quick, and let me explain to you how I do budgets and how we get through things. So let's start out with a property that we purchased a while ago. The property was worth $279,000. Purchase price was $167,000. So those are the two numbers that basically we start out with to see if we can make it work. So how do you come to these numbers? The best way is to do a comparative market analysis, which I'll go through on another video. Usually if you're working with a realtor, like I always suggest everyone does, they should come up with this number for you. I will tell you that this property, the price actually appraised at $300,000. However, with the area that it's in, it was more likely that someone was going to need an FHA loan, and the FHA loan limits in Arizona are $279,000, so we went with $279,000 as a list price. Now, going through this, we come up with the different budgets. And like I said, there's three ways you can do a budget. One is that you plan on doing all the labor yourself. That can be hard, and that can really affect this number, which is the interest. And you should be getting interest no matter what. So no matter if you're paying cash for your house, and we'll go through this in the how to buy and finance property video, which would be next week. But even if you put up this money, this $150,300, you should be getting interest on that money. Actually, you should be getting interest on all the money, which is the gross down here. And the reason that you should be getting interest on that is that, hey, it's money. So I always figure it in on here, whether it would be my money or someone else's money, just as interest, to make sure that that's the minimum I'm going to get. And then this is the profit after that. You know, if you can go on the stock market and make that in the stock market in 6 months, then it should be calculated in there. And that's why I say do it. So that's the first thing to start out. So the longer that you take, the bigger this number is going to actually end up being. So that's something that you'll want to keep in mind. So let's go back through here and the roofing. So roofing's one of the ones I would recommend, unless you're an experienced roofer, that you go and you hire someone to do it. So, you know, roofing can just be a huge nightmare if you don't do it regularly, and you can cause all kinds of problems with mold and insurance issues and things. So I would hire a contractor. So this particular one, our bid came in at $39.73, and that was actually in-house. We do our own roofs, general contractors, so we can do that. Then same with the air conditioner. Air conditioner was $3,400, and then we self-install it, $500. We have our own HVAC guys. We had some duct work to do, which came in at $2,700. Doors. Now the doors, those are the materials. We install those ourselves. And that's something you could do. You know, it doesn't take too much time to install doors. That was 19 doors. We said it'd take about $1,000 to install them. Or actually, I think it was 15 doors total. And about $1,000 to install them. Your demo, that was a bid. That was $2,000. Framing, we had bid at $5,000. Paint, $2,800. Drywall, we had our guys do, which was $4,500 and $1,500. Molding, again, we had our guys do. Hardware, which is all your doorknobs and things. Kitchen cabinets, this is for a kind of starter home package, $3,500. It's not an expensive package. $1,000 for your electrical. That's going to be for any repairs that you need to make while you're in the process. $1,000 for the plumbing. $1,275 for fixtures. So what are fixtures? That's going to be your bath vanities, sinks. I actually have that broken down right here for you. You're going to be looking at your vanities. You're going to be looking at faucets, drain packages. It's going to be your P-trap and your extensions and things. Your shower valves, your toilets, your mirrors, and your other fixtures that are in there, toilet paper holder, towel holder things. So that's going to go right in there under bath fixtures. Then your electrical fixtures or your lights, ceiling fans, whatever you have. Now, landscaping, we actually have packages that are $1,500 through one of our landscape suppliers. So that's a pretty good deal. Flooring, $4,000. And then your countertops, $750. That was just for general Formica countertops. Stucco's pretty big in this area. We didn't do any stucco. So we did replace the water heater. It runs about $750. About $400 to install it. We had some electrical work and things that we had to do. Plus our permit, that was $1,250. So that's your permit fees and everything that you need. So the way that you calculate this out is you come back over here. So your rehab's going to be right around $35,000. And then you're taking out a loan. Now that covers the purchase of the property. The property was $167,000. We borrowed 90% of that money. So that's $150,300. Now the interest on that is $13,527, and that's based on us owning the property for 6 months. So the formula is the loan amount times the interest rate divided by 12 times 6. So, and that gives us what we're going to pay. So $13,527 for owning the property, and then your closing costs are everything that you're going to pay to sell it. So I own a real estate team, so my team will sell it, so I won't be paying seller costs, but I'll be paying buyer costs. So I figure 6% that will cover the buyer costs and the costs of the closing costs, so escrow and title fees. So, and then I go down here and I have miscellaneous expenses, which is turning on water, turning on power, just little things that go on. Now here I have second loan, and this might be, you might not have this, but again, if you're borrowing this money to get the purchase, and then you're going to use your own money, which is roughly $51,000 that you're going to need to do this project, you should pay yourself interest, and you should pay yourself a decent amount of interest. So there again, that money, $10,841, that's at 25% interest, which is about what a hard money company would charge you. So at least pay yourself 10-12% on it, just to make sure that you get it in there. And then that gives you an accurate picture of what your net should be, which is $34,594. And that's something that, that's where your problem money can come out of. So if you run into a problem and this number goes up to $50,000 or something, it's going to come out of here, but you still made this money. Because let's face it, if you can take your money and put it into, some kind of stock and make a return that's close to that, you'd be better off doing that than investing in this, unless you're really counting on this money too. But I always count this as secondary. This is going to change. This should never change. So hopefully that explains how to do a budget in a little bit more detail for you. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask them.